final presentation, we have a tag team. Two folks have become good friends of ours. They are kind of our local celebrities as well, but they're also kind of celebrities in Korea. Dave Taller of the Dave Taller Music Group and Natalie White, aka Pumashock. Both of them have been to Korea to perform, in fact, and they're great examples of the power of social media. Their presence on YouTube and online is what has earned them a lot of fame, and they're here to perform and tell you about their experience. So please welcome first Natalie White.
Thank you. Hello, hello. Thank you for having me. Again, I'm Pumashock, a name I'm super stoked has stuck since it is my human shadow priest in the world of Warcraft. Thank you, I'm a nerd. Thank you, thank you. So let's rewind a little bit. By 2009, I'd already nurtured an adoration for Korean entertainment for about 10 years. It was my thing. It was the secret little obsession I had since there was no one around to really share it with. And at that time, as a young woman, living in a dark, dank basement apartment in the heart of San Francisco's Mission, I felt more isolated than ever in life. So I was wholly unprepared for what took place early that year. Noticing a budding trend of people uploading K-pop covers to YouTube, I decided to try it out myself. At best, I figured somebody would critique my accent, and I really just wanted to feel a part of that growing global community of kindred K-poppers. So I did that a few times, and then one day, Sonyoshide's G hit the scene, and my brain exploded. Seriously, it was, and I feel still is, the perfect pop song. I had to do a cover. But I was faced with a dilemma. I couldn't find an instrumental version anywhere online. What a travesty. But since not covering it wasn't an option, I fired up the old Pro Tools on my MacBook Pro and I produced my own track, purposely giving it a more relaxed, down-tempo kind of vibe, a complete departure from the oh-so-delicious auditory aneurysm that is the original. After uploading my remix, I was freaking out. I couldn't sleep, I had acid reflux, I was burning a hole through my stomach. I just knew I was gonna be virtually skewered for daring to alter the almighty G. I awoke the next morning to a ton of texts and an overflowing inbox. The view count on my video was climbing the hundreds of thousands and steadily approaching 1 million. So I went back to sleep. I wasn't trying to deal with all that. I was tired, I hadn't had my coffee yet. Phone off, computer closed. I'll get back to y'all in the PM. So within a couple of days, I received a phone call from Korea. It was a pretty clumsy conversation for both parties, but the basic gist was, you come now. Like, no, seriously, that was like the bulk of the dialogue. Stocking show, you come now. So I did. Following my Star King appearance, I returned to Korea the following year to film a commercial for Taster's Choice Korea. Now that was an amazing experience, just such an interesting and fascinating process. I learned so much. For example, those of you taking notes, you may want to jot this down. Life lesson alert. Consuming black coffee and tteokbokki for 15 hours straight is not a viable human diet. Okay? It's more a Johnny Knoxville style stunt. You want to leave that to the professionals. Your body will punish you. Just saying. The next year after that, I was selected from the online round of auditions to appear on NBC's Birth of a Great Star, which was pretty awful from start to finish. We're just gonna go glide on by that one. But nonetheless, I feel so honored and just very thankful to have all these adventures, even the exhausting, bizarre, and discouraging parts. But hey, that's the entertainment industry. Anywhere on this earth you meet it. So you see, the issue of technology and the Hallyu Wave has been a very salient part of my life. The internet staggered me with sudden access to this world that seemed fantastically distant for so long. And now, Korean entertainment, this thing that I've cherished for years, is front and center on the global stage. It's so exciting, and I love it. But with that excitement comes a certain pause. My fear is that the Korean entertainment industry may reduce its international fans to the weight of their currency, while our cultural relationships continue to stagnate. The real agency technology affords is the dialogue it opens among world cultures. It's a beautiful thing. That's the whole point, right? It's also a two-way street, not a one-way street to the bank. Take the time to get to know me where I come from. I'll take the time to get to know you where you come from. And let's weave that shared knowledge into our creative tapestry. That's how we grow, that's how we innovate, that's how we push each other to the next level. Let's not rummage through different cultures, take one aspect out of the context of its history and roots and then turn it into some sort of gimmick for a pop group. That's not how this should work, okay? So my hope is this. My hope is that we can use the technology as a conduit towards greater communication and reconciliation as a people. Because without that, this beast is running on brittle legs, and it will stumble eventually, and we don't want that. But we've got to catch up culturally to where the technology is propelling us. I want to share one final memory, my dearest memory from my time in Korea, and it happened during Star King. After filming, we came out of the studio, there was a group of young people waiting, and a girl had a poster that said, "Natalie White. She may not have Korean blood, but she has Korean heart." And that got me, like, I was verklempt, I could feel it. But that girl, she gets it. She understands what this whole thing is about. And I hope with all these advances in technology and all this access we have now, I hope that it's that shared spirit that can be amplified through this Hallyu wave. Thank you guys so much.